I get it. When you're standing on your patio and the temperature dips a few degrees, you start wondering whether a simple patio heater will actually give you that cozy vibe or if you need something that feels more like a real fire. You've probably already scoped out a few options, maybe even watched a handful of unboxing videos, but the lingering question is, will this thing actually make my evenings better, or am I just dropping cash on a fancy piece of metal that sits there and does nothing? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The White Mountain Hearth from Empire Carol Rose is that 48-inch linear fireplace you see in a lot of backyard Instagram posts. It's vent-free, runs on propane, and promises a push-button start with an LED light system that mimics the glow of real flames. What I'm going to do is walk through how that actually plays out when you bring it home, set it up, and use it for a regular night out with friends, so you can decide whether it's worth the price tag. First off, the installation is as straightforward as you can hope for with a gas appliance. The unit arrives in a fairly compact box, broken down into 3 main panels that snap together with a few bolts. No need for a professional to cut a vent or run a gas line through your house because it's vent-free. You just hook it up to a standard 20 pounds propane tank, secure the tank with the included bracket, and you're ready to go. The whole process takes about 2,030 minutes if you have a basic toolset. That convenience is a big win for anyone who wants the look of a fireplace without the hassle of a chimney or permanent gas line. Once it's hooked up, the push-button ignition does exactly what it says on the tin. You press a button, an electronic spark lights the burner, and the LED light system flickers to give you that real fire illusion. The LED isn't just for show, it actually helps distribute the heat a little more evenly by illuminating the flame area, which makes the whole unit feel warmer when you're sitting close by. In my testing, the flame height is modest, about a foot tall, but the heat radiates out in a nice, gentle spread that's perfect for a small to medium patio. It doesn't replace a full-size outdoor heater for a large deck, but for a 2-person dinner table or a circle of 3 chairs, the warmth is noticeable within a few minutes. Now, let's talk about the real-world strengths. The first is the aesthetic. The linear design runs the full 48 inches, so you can place it against a wall or under a pergola without it looking out of place. The black steel frame with a brushed finish holds up well against the elements. I've left it out through a rainy night and it still looks crisp the next morning. The second is the convenience factor. Propane is a clean burn fuel, so you won't have the ash and soot you get with a wood fire. That means less cleanup and no lingering smoke that can drift into neighboring houses. The third is the ambience factor. The LED light system, while not a true flame, does a surprisingly convincing job of creating that flickering, warm glow you associate with a campfire. It's subtle enough that it doesn't distract from conversation, yet strong enough that it adds a focal point to the gathering. On the flip side, there are a few practical trade-offs you should be aware of. Because it's vent-free, the unit is meant for outdoor use only. Bringing it into an enclosed space, even a screened porch, can quickly raise carbon monoxide levels, which is a safety risk. That's a hard rule you can't bend, so if your living situation has strict HOA rules about open flames or you don't have a comfortable outdoor area, this isn't the right choice. The heat output, while pleasant, isn't enough to keep a large party comfortable in freezing weather. You'll still need blankets or an additional heater if you're expecting sub-50-degree nights. Also, the reliance on a propane tank means you have to keep an eye on the tank level. I ran the unit for about 3 hours straight before the tank was half empty, so for longer gatherings you might need a larger tank or a backup. Who should definitely consider this fireplace? If you have a modest patio, balcony, or even a well-ventilated deck that you use for dinner parties, movie nights, or a quiet cup of coffee after work, the White Mountain Hearth adds both visual appeal and a decent amount of heat without the mess of wood. It's also a solid option for renters who can't install a permanent gas line but are allowed to use propane appliances. The fact that it's self-contained means you can take it with you when you move, as long as you have a compatible propane source. Who should probably skip it? If you live in a region where winter temperatures regularly dip into the 20s Fahrenheit, you'll likely need a